Hello, everyone, and welcome to Someone Should Have Told Me. Oh my God, so I started to play this song. It's by Whitney Houston. I believe that the greatest love is inside of me is the name of the song. The greatest love. And what she is saying in the song is that the greatest love is inside of you because it's you. So the lyrics go like this in the beginning. And of course, I encourage you guys to pull it up on YouTube and listen to The Greatest Love by Whitney Houston. So she starts out with, I believe that children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty that they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride. And then she says, she decided a long time ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If by chance, if she should fail, meaning if I should fail, then it's my failure, is what she's saying. And I say this all the time in my podcast. You have to live your life. Oh my goodness. And we have to raise our children to be prideful. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of being yourself. There are so many people that are trying to knock us down for just being who we are. You know, I was talking about my boys to someone, and I was saying that when they were younger, being young men, that the boys used to tease them for being smart. They didn't have pride in being smart because they would be made fun of because they were smart. And they both had to wear glasses when they were young. My oldest son, tell you, he used to lose those glasses, get rid of those glasses. I'm not sure if he was just throwing them away because one time I found them in the garage. I had rolled over them. It's like, oh my goodness. Those glasses was helping him see. Those glasses was helping him be smart. And the kids were teasing them about it. But we have to teach our children to have pride in who they are and not to listen to those crazy kids who are trying to make their own way and put you down to raise themselves up. You know, and I used to say all the time, oh my God, I can't wait to get older and then I won't have to deal with these childish behaviors. Well, to my surprise, I grew up and those same people are acting the same way. Or it's different people still having those childish behaviors. And so when you grow up, you're still dealing with it, but in a bigger magnitude because everybody is adults. They don't have no mother or father you can go tell on. So therefore, you are up the creek. Maybe you got a boss you can be like, oh my God, let me go tell on them. But then you feel like a childish person yourself. So you have to just be prideful in yourself and teach your children to be prideful as well, because when you are living the life that you want to live, then your mistakes are your mistakes. You know, I constantly say that. And then they can't take away your dignity unless you allow them. It's so much going on in this day and time. First of all, people are falling from this earth. So many people are leaving this earth. I mean, in droves. That earthquake that they had that killed 12,000 people. That's a lot of people. And here we are, you know, being petty and letting our children just do whatever. The media is telling them that it's okay, just love. And we want you to love, but there's a different kind of love, which I talked about in a couple of previous episodes. There are different kinds of love, but you must love yourself, love who you are, Have confidence in what you're doing. And sometimes it is a mistake, but it's your mistake in your journey. And then you can be proud that you did it your way. That was another song. I don't even know who sung that, but I did it my way. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Maybe I heard that song in church. I don't know. I don't remember, but I know that it is a song somewhere that they did it their way. And you know what? When you do it your way, you can have pride in it. Even if it is a mistake, it's your mistake. You're like, oh, okay. At least I tried it that way. Now I'm going to try it another way. It's okay. Because guess what? Short of death, we will be okay. We will be okay no matter what. If we are still living and have breath in our body, we will be okay. So be confident in your journey in living. Like I said, time is so valuable. Time goes by so fast and things happen, and before you know it, things are changing. And the media changes things because it makes you think a certain way by flooding you with things that how they want you to think. So when people say, oh, I don't watch TV, I am really amazed, but I commend them, because if you're not watching TV, then you are in control of what you are letting into your mind. But that's kind of not realistic to not watch anything, but the people that can do it and do it, I commend them, and they are very strong souls, because TV is the drawn entertainment. I know some people, it would be good if their hand was just the remote, because they constantly have that remote in their hand and they're clicking, clicking, clicking. As soon as they pop up in their eyes, they're popping up on the TV, and then they can't even close their eyes because the TV is staring at them while they're with the remote still in their hands, and they go to sleep with the TV on. Some people's TVs never go off. People, the TV is meant for entertainment. It is not meant for you to live vicariously through the people in it. You got to get up and live your life and be confident. Be confident in your process and your role. Be proud of what you're doing. Live your life. Make it matter. Help somebody else. Do some things. Have some enjoyment. And the least little thing can be enjoyment. The least little thing can bring you laughter. I was talking to a friend, and she was telling me that she was the class mom in her first graders class. They had like a critical thinking skill to do. And so it was called like floor work. So you got everybody sitting on the floor, and you got a little school, a church, post office, a gas station, and the question was, if you were riding your bike, and these are first graders, mind you, if you were riding your bike and you got a flat tire, where would you go in this little town? The young little boy said, well, I would go home. And so the mother said, well, why would you go home? Wouldn't you go to a gas station where they have air here and you can put air in your tire? And the little boy, first grader now, he says, maybe in the 80s, because we got an air pump at home, I would go home. I laughed so hard because this little first grader even knows maybe in the 80s, that is so true. I mean, most people do have an air pump at their home nowadays, and kids wouldn't think to go to the gas station. But I laughed, and I told her, well, what you should have said to this little one is, what if you're too far away from your home to get there, get the air pump? Then the critical thinking would be you go to the gas station because the gas station has air. But, back in the day, in the 80s, as the little one said, air was free. So you would go to the gas station and get some air in your tire no matter what. But now you could be out, you need some air, you don't have 75, 50 cents to 75, sometime $1, then you're still not going to get no air. So, as he said, maybe in the 80s, which I thought was so cute. But this little boy, even in the first grade, is confident. He's confident in himself. He's confident in he knows what he's talking about. He knows, and he's not taking no one's word for it, even if they are an adult. He could care less. This is what I would do. Strong-minded young man. It was hilarious because, things are moving so fast that even the tests in the schools can't keep up with what the kids need and what they need to know because things are changing so fast. And it is amazing. So I talk about how many people are leaving this earth in these last 3 years. I mean, from 2020, 2021, 22, and now we're in 23. All of us have been touched in our lives by death. And if you have not been touched, then you should feel very, 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 very blessed because everyone that I know have been touched by death in some way, shape, or form in these last 3 years. And it has made me think that we have no time to lose and we have to make it matter. I have one friend who, in the last 2 years, she has lost her mother and father, and they were older and they lived a good life. And because she was there, we can talk and laugh about the situations of when they were alive, where then she tells me, I have a hard time getting up. I know most of it is because of depression, because also close to 10 years ago, she lost her 15-year-old son. And I tell her all the time that we just have to live our lives to the fullest, because even though her son was 15 years old when he passed, he had lived such a full life. He played the piano. He had been working, in a summer program and after school program with the mayor. And because his mom worked at the airline, they were always traveling to different parts of the world and of the United States. So he's seen and he has done more things in his 15 years than some people do in a lifetime. And so he lived a very full life, even though it does not make the blow of him being 15 and not being here anymore, it doesn't make it any easier. Besides, it is not easy to lose a child because, you think that you're not supposed to lose a child. You're not supposed to be burying your child. Your child is supposed to be burying you. And so that makes it hard as well. I completely understand. I cannot tell her how she should feel. I cannot tell her how long she should grieve. I cannot tell another person how they should feel in any way, sort of matter. But what I do know and what I told her is you have to live your life to the fullest so that you can be happy. I know sometimes it get hard, but you have to just take one step and one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Because guess what? After all of this, life is too short. We don't even have time to be depressed. We got to keep moving. Of course, you take a minute. You take a minute, and every day you think about your loved ones. You do. You can't help it. They were a big part of your life. The key thing is here, your life. And you don't want to waste it lying in bed thinking about what was or what could be. You want to live your life thinking, what can I do to make myself happy today? Because every day is a blessing and a new day. And I know that there is pain there, but you are still living. Your life is still playing out, and you don't want to spend it worrying and thinking about what used to be, what could have been done, because that is over. You have to put your feet on the floor, and you have to start making those steps and start making your life count. Start knowing that you are the greatest love. It is inside of you. You can't even love anyone else until you love yourself. You can't. How can you say you love anyone else if you don't love yourself? Because you are in control of you. So why wouldn't you love what you are? And if you don't, then that's a sign that some things need to change. That's a sign that you need to go another way, because forward is where we're trying to go. This life is for us to learn and live. And you know, I listen to Joel Osteen sometime, and he always says that you will get beauty for your ashes. So to me, that means all the things that you go through that are unpleasant, that you will receive beauty in its place. And so you're going to have to go through some things, of course. And some of us go through worse things than others, because to lose a child at 15 is a hard, hard thing to swallow. And I understand that. I do not pretend to know how she feels. I do not pretend to know that. I don't want to know how that feels. I just know that I need to be there to help her so that she knows that the greatest love is still inside of you. No matter what happened, no matter what you're going through, you have to search yourself inside, because you are still living. And we can survive as long as there is breath in our body. And then we have to know that our greatest love is inside of us. And we cannot love anyone else until we love ourselves. And once you love yourself, that doesn't mean be selfish, because you love yourself and then you love everyone else around you. And you do the best for yourself and for the people that are around you in your circle. And that's all that you can do every single day when you get up and you focus on you. So I'm going to say this out loud, because now we have decided to go to the gym. Because as I get older, I can go for a walk. I can slow down my meals, but you need strength training. You need mind training. You need mind, body, and soul. You have to work on your mind and protect your mind. Then you work on your body, which is exercise and diet. And then you work on your soul. Because if you work on your soul and loving yourself, then all things are possible because you can do it. You can do whatever you need to do because you believe in yourself and you are willing to help others. That is the greatest love, is to be happy with who you are. You know, I've been saying since my first episode, nobody can change you but you. If you don't like it, you're the one to change it. I've been saying this. And I just want everybody to know, you have no restrictions except for the restrictions that you put on yourself. And if you don't put no restrictions on yourself, then the sky is the limit. And there is things that you might not want to do, and that's okay. But know that that's just, for instance, I want to go skydiving. My husband don't. He says, I'll be waiting for you at the bottom. When you get down there, I'll go with you, watch you do it. But I'm not jumping out of a plane where I want to jump out of a plane. I'm going to eventually do it. Maybe this summer, maybe next summer. I don't know. But I want my body to be flexible enough where when I fall, I'm not hollering about no aches and pains. And I know that I am able because didn't Reagan jump out of a plane and he was 80? He went skydiving. And then there's some other people that went like when they were in their 80s. So I think I'll be just fine. And it's something that I want to do and put on my bucket list. But that's me. That doesn't have to be you. But you need to figure out what you want. I am an adventurer. I am a thrill seeker. Everybody isn't. And it's okay. But you figure out what it is that makes you happy. And I'm not trying to redo my last podcast, Commit to Your Happiness, but I'm trying to say love yourself. Love yourself. Then you can love others. You can help others. Be confident in your decisions. If they're a mistake, they're a mistake. And hey, mistakes happen. You go on and move forward. You can't take them back. You can't redo stuff, but you can keep moving forward and do it a different way. You can keep moving forward because that is what life is about. It's not going backwards, looking backwards. If you always looking backwards, you're going to bump into more things than a little bit. You got to keep looking forward. You got to love yourself. You got to love the people around you. And you must figure yourself out. If you can't figure you out, no one else can. Don't be afraid. Just live. Because time is passing. You see these babies, you be like, oh my goodness, where have the time gone? Oh my goodness, this baby just was born, seemed like, and now it's 5. Now it's, time waits for no one. So don't dawdle in it. It's okay to rest. After you've done some things, though, you're resting and you haven't even done anything. What you resting from? Get out there and live. Get out there and enjoy. Get out there. Make some things happen for yourself. Because guess what? The TV cannot help you. I mean, if you're looking at some how-to stuff or, learning some things on TV, but just that entertainment, movies, all that, you're living vicariously through them. You're sitting in front of the TV and they're living and you're not. If that's your only enjoyment, there's a problem there. I was watching Beyond Belief, and it might be on Tubi TV, and that's free TV. Tubi is Free TUBI. And beyond belief, me and my husband was watching it, and they give you like 4 scenarios, and you have to say if they were based on truth or were it based on fiction. This one scenario, this man loved TV so much, and he would just go to work, come home, sit in front of the TV and eat, and he was gaining so much weight, and his wife was like, "You got to get out of the TV. We don't do anything anymore." He just ignored her, and he just kept sitting there and eating until she left him. She said, "I'm going to stay with my mother." He didn't even care. And he sat there and ate until he was dying of a heart attack right before she got ready to walk out of the door, because she was like, "I can't take it anymore. I'm leaving." And he had a heart attack. She had to call the EMS, and the EMS came and they gave him CPR, and they gave up, and they said, "Okay, we're going to call it death time, is whatever time it was." And they got ready to put him on the stretcher, and his hand bust through the TV screen. There was some electrocution going on there, and all of a sudden his heart started beating again. Was that based on fact or fiction? Well, at the end of each 4 scenarios, then they tell you which one is fact and which one is fiction. And that one was fiction. It was based on fiction because nobody really can be revived by the shock on the TV after you'd been through CPR and the AED machine and all of that. Now all of a sudden the TV gives you some life. Well, it was very entertaining. And like I said, I watch TV, but I just don't want to watch it 24/7. As soon as you wake up in the middle of the night and turning it on, it's like it's too much. You don't even have time to think. Think of for yourself, because you're constantly letting something else just be driven into your mind and into your brain. So sometimes just sit and think and try to figure you out, because this is your life and your greatest love is inside of you. And if you can't love yourself, then you got to figure it out. And don't take a lot of time, because how can you not love yourself? And you can't love anyone else until you love yourself. I just want you to know that go ahead, step out there, because anything that happens to you, you're gonna be okay. Because short of death, you can always move forward. If you are still in the land of the living, and I know it can be hard sometimes, but you gotta get up, dust your knees off, and keep on pushing forward. And maybe it might take a day. It might take a week. It might even take a month after you have went through something that is horrific. No one's saying don't take your time, but don't take the rest of your life. Time is valuable. You know, I always say it. You got to get up and get going, because the people that we have lost, they've lived their lives. They've gone to the next level. We're trying to get to the next level, and we have to complete this level. I look at it sort of like a video game. You keep on going till you get to the next level, and then you keep on going till you get to the next level. But people, we can't stop fighting. We have to keep fighting and keep fighting forward. And so, God bless all the people that are not here anymore. I read something from the unknown. It said, "Pray for the dead, but fight like hell for the living." Because, as I said, They have lived their life, and we are trying to get through this race that we call life, and we want to get through it well. So, people, don't spend too much time dwelling on the past. Don't spend too much time being depressed. Don't spend too much time not loving yourself. And know that the greatest love is inside you. I, as always, have enjoyed talking to you. Want you to have a wonderful week, wonderful time until I talk to you again. You can email me at sshTmpodcast@gmail.com with any comments or anything that you would like to say. And of course, you can listen to me on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Listen Now, Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, you can listen to me. And I wanted someone to tell me, and that's why I'm here to tell you. And if someone should have told me, and I'm telling you, love you all. Have a good week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.